My name's Colton Johnston, and I'm the lead attorney here in the Guardianship and Conservatorship division. And so my primary job is to help families through what is sometimes a painstaking process of going through the court system to seek out the appointment of a guardian or a conservator for a loved one. The most rewarding part of what we do is being there for families, is being able to help them through a difficult part of their life or the life of their loved one. It means a lot to us to be able to help them in a time of crisis. Most people know that when a loved one ends up suffering from dementia or incapacity in any way, that certain things need to happen, whether with a hospital or a bank. And so often the first thing they do is they look for a power of attorney to see what they might have to take care of someone. A lot of families end up in a situation where they don't know if they should call an attorney, and it could just be a hesitation because they think they can handle things on their own. I would say that the sooner the better, because if a family ends up in a situation where the power of attorney they have is not going to work, they're going to end up either stuck in a hospital situation or unable to get a bank to work with them to be able to pay for necessary care. They end up in a crisis mode. They end up with a family member in either a rehab care facility or in a long-term care facility asking questions about where their bank accounts are, what they can do with their property to pay for care, or even just to be able to use a healthcare power of attorney just to get medical information. And so without those necessary documents, guardianship and conservatorship become necessary quickly. And if we don't start that process early, the court processes can take up to 2 or 3 months, and that can greatly delay our ability to take care of that person. The red flags that often lead people to call our practice are typically involved with someone that's unable to get a power of attorney or unable to sign a power of attorney. And it's usually the family members that are calling us to ask questions about how to still get the authority necessary to care for a loved one. But there are other red flags. Some of these include when a person is unable to access a bank, for example, for a loved one to be able to pay for care. Also, there's a lot of concerns with exploitation, where someone may be getting taken advantage of, or they may have scams that are trying to reach out to them to take their assets. Another big problem we have in Arizona is when we have to get healthcare information from a hospital or from a mental health hospital, and these require certain kinds of powers of attorney that are not necessarily required in other states. Guardianship with mental health authority or conservatorship can be necessary in those circumstances to be able to get information. As you can imagine, most every family that reaches out is dealing with an emergency. It's a crisis in their family. They're scared, they're nervous, they're talking to doctors and lawyers, and they don't know where to go. Me and my team are used to handling every emergency that comes in with care. We have empathy because we've been through this in our own families, and so we're here to help with those problems, to be able to sit and listen and understand, and we take that burden away from these families, and we'll be there with them every step of the way.